Hi everyone, I hope you're all very well. I am going to run through the top 10 oils today. So doTERRA's most popular oils, it's always hard to choose a favourite, but these are the most commonly used. They're so versatile. In fact, there's a combination of about 300 different uses for these 10 oils, so they're very, very handy. Most commonly used, so I thought it would be handy to go through them. There'll be quite a lot of info. Just absorb what you want to take from it, see what resonates to you, see if you're drawn to any particular aspects that I mention here. This is a set that I actually started out with. These 10 core oils are in a couple of the kits that you can get, and I'll mention that as well at the end, so you know how to get hold of them. But it's the one I started with, these 10 oils, and I wouldn't be without any of them now. Actually, they're really handy to have for me as well, with my girls, and as a family they're very, very useful in many ways, so I'll mention some of those as well. So let's get started. Right, I'm going to follow my notes with order. So the first one is lavender. And most people have heard of lavender, haven't they, you know? But when I'm actually holding a live class, it's when it comes round and you actually get a chance to smell it that often people notice a real difference. Such good quality, 100% lavender, nothing else, no compromise to that whatsoever. The whole beautiful energetic vibration and healing power is within that bottle. So lavender is amazing. Lots of properties to it, lots of uses. We find this one so handy in the summer. We've got a rollable version of it as well with coconut oil, which is really handy to apply. It's great for cuts, bruises, sprains, scrapes, strains, bumps, bites. It's like an antihistamine naturally, so anything that is itchy, tickly, is really, really handy. It's part of the trio, trio that is great for allergy relief actually. So if you've got any seasonal threats coming around, really, really handy. This is one of the oils in that trio that is very well known for helping bring some relief to that. It's also obviously a very relaxing oil. It's been known for a long, long time to be a really calming, soothing oil. And the doTERRA ones have that extra benefit of being able to take them internally. So a drop of this in water before bed, if you do struggle with sleep, if you have any sleep issues. And you can use it to flavour biscuits, lavender biscuits as well. Have it in a bath with some Epsom salts, absolutely beautiful. So very calming and soothing. And then emotionally, it's the oil of communication and calm. Really, really helpful. It can support open and honest communication and expression. So allowing that and helping us to feel comfortable in ourselves. You know, all of the oils have the aromatherapy response. It's a process really. So it's emotional and chemical, physical responses. So it sort of goes in stages, and then that enables us to be able to release and sit with and process emotions that are going on. So I'm mentioning, by the way, the physical and the emotional properties of these oils because it's so good to know that there are different sides to these. And you know, you might use an oil for one aspect, and actually it's going to be helping in many, many ways. So in that sense, the purer oil you can use, the better, because you just know you're getting that most potential, that highest potential there. So yeah, emotionally, wonderful for calm communication. So able to keep your calm, but release tension and constriction from withheld expression. So if you're feeling like you're holding something back, you know, and it actually pairs really nicely with spearmint, because spearmint is the oil of confident speech. So you've got that confidence, and then you've got that calm aspect as well in yourself as well. And a lovely affirmation to use with this one would be, I am calm, I am safe. So that's the beautiful lavender. Next we have lemon. This is beautiful. It's very cleansing oil, so it has many properties. I like to have this in a drink of warm water. I actually use turmeric oil with it as well, and I have that every morning to help support and aid the detoxification pathways of the kidneys and the liver. And you know, as we're sleeping, our body is doing all that detoxification work for us. Really good time for it to do that when we're sleeping. And then it just helps the body to flush that through a bit more effectively if we can give it a bit more support. So I like to take that every morning, and I'll have it a drop in drinking water in the day as well. It tastes delicious. 1 drop is all you need. We add that to pancake mix and some nice cream we just made with frozen bananas. We pop a drop in. It's so refreshing. It's great for cleaning, so any sticky marks, or to make an eco cleaning spray at home. This is one of the oils that are great in that. It cuts through grease and grime, smells amazing. It also goes with the lavender in the allergy trio, so this is the cleansing aspect in that. If you've got those seasonal threats that come around, it helps to support emotions and hormones in that way. And in turn probably emotions, but it removes negative estrogens from the body, so it really helps to balance out hormones in that way. It removes petrochemicals as well, which are little plastic particles that we're probably just absorbing through the air, the environment, from pollution, but also if our food is wrapped in plastic packaging. So it helps us to remove that from the body as well. So it's a real little superstar, this one actually. Emotionally, it is the oil of focus. So it really helps to engage the mind and aids that concentration. Mentally, leaving us feeling mentally present and alert. Great for kids actually, who might struggle with that focus at school or when studying on something. It brings clarity of mind and helps you focus on one thing at a time. I need this because I've got lots I like to be doing. So yeah, I usually have quite a lot on the go. So that's a great one to diffuse in the study, you know. Yeah, and for people who are studying, or for students, teenagers, or, you know, this combined with rosemary is actually wonderful, because that's really good at helping that concentration and helping keep information in when we're learning. It brings brightness as well. It's a really joyful oil. So if there's any learning difficulties there, it can be really helpful and clear any self-judgment. So yeah, and a lovely affirmation to use with that is, I am energized and clear. That is the beautiful lemon. Next we have frankincense, which is just divine. Frankincense is a wonderful oil. It's a really healing one on a cellular level. It's very precious. It's wonderful. So any issues with brain health or the nervous system, it can be absolutely wonderful. It's also amazing for skin and cellular regeneration in that way, and repair. It helps clear any sort of brain fog. If there's fatigue, it's really good for clearing. And headaches and migraines, it's amazing. Oh, I didn't mention the other ways I use the lemon oil. Drinking water, that was a big way actually to take internally, diffuse, and on surface cleaners. Back to Frank. Yeah, so this one I do this before bedtime anyway, but whenever I need it, then I'll put my thumb to the top of the bottle, put that to the roof of my mouth. Don't want to waste that now. Take a deep breath. I often add it a bit there because it's really good for spiritually, so like the third eye center. Just instantly calming. It's really beautiful. So I do that at night time because it's quite relaxing as well. It's wonderful for meditation, really connective spiritually, amazing. So yeah, it's a cellular preventative repair, you know, so yeah, I use it as a preventative to boost health ongoingly, basically. But yeah, it's very, very healing. Emotionally, it's the oil of truth. So it invites us to let go of any lower vibrations that are going on, with any negativity, limiting beliefs we might have, and creates new perspectives and patterns based upon light and truth and proper connection with ourselves. It's actually got quite a strong father link. So if there's any issues going on there, maybe you feel like you've been forgotten or abandoned, that kind of thing, it's very helpful in sort of healing and easing that pain. Spiritually awakening, really, really powerful with that higher connection and inner wisdom. So really beautiful one to work with on a more spiritual level, helping us feel loved and protected. And a beautiful affirmation to use of that is, I am supported, guided and loved. So yeah, pop a drop under the tongue or to the roof of the mouth. Amazing in a bath, again with Epsom salts in your diffuser at night time, or on any skin issues as and when you need it, or in a drop in a glass of drinking water. So yeah, beautiful frankincense. Next is Melaleuca, which is better known as tea tree, but Melaleuca is the official name. So it's known, isn't it, it's quite a very cleansing oil, as in antiseptic properties. By the way, all of these have many, too many to list: antiviral, antifungal, antiparasitic, antiseptic, so many properties like that. It's endless, and they're within them all, you know. Some are better known for certain things than others. This is really great. Antifungal for sort of toe fungal infections, things like that. Apparently it's been amazing for any mouth ulcers or gum issues. Just a dab is amazing. Skin irritations that come up, just pop a drop on. Yeah, so it's very good. In a diffuser, it helps to clear any mold spores that are in the air. I use this on a tongue scraper, which is very good first thing in the morning, again, before you have a breakfast or something. So, you know, we might have some bacteria that build up in our mouth overnight. So there are tongue scrapers you can get. I just dab a bit on that and scrape, and it's very, very cleansing that way. Just make sure there's nothing nasty there, or it's nice and refreshing. You can add it in a glass of water and soak or clean your toothbrushes, your toothbrush heads. So yeah, it can be used in the surface cleaner as well. So that's a goodie. And it's the oil of energetic boundaries, emotionally. Very useful. Helps to clear any negative or toxic energies. So it encourages us to break ties with codependent relationships, anything that's quite parasitic and draining. Something that's impacting our vitality and well-being, and we need to address. So it can really help new healthy connections to be made in that way. And an affirmation to use that's lovely with this is, I create healthy boundaries. So that's Melaleuca. And then we have oregano, which is an amazing oil. Not one I use all the time, but I'm glad we have it in the house for as and when we need it. I mean, you can add a drop to your cooking as well, to a dish you're making. Actually, a drop could be too strong. You might just want to add a touch on a spoon and stir it in. Honestly, believe me, it could be overpowering. It's very strong. It's amazing in what it does. It's like the big guns. So immunity-wise, this is amazing. It's antiviral. It's 5 times stronger than penicillin, so it's nature's antibiotic. And there's been studies of this on PubMed that have shown that many studies on bacterial resistant drugs that haven't been able to touch, you know, any infections and anything like that. When they use oregano, it clears them all in like 10 minutes. There's studies on there that have proven this, and so it's very, very powerful. If there's something you need to shift out of the system, this one is great to use. If you need that extra immunity boost and you want to clear something. So I would use it in that way. I dilute it with coconut oil and add it to the soles of the feet. You can use it in that way, as in like a course of, you know, an antibiotic alternative. So I would use it for maybe 5 days on the soles of the feet. I put it there because this is a hot oil, so it's very strong. It might be itchy on the skin. Some people actually gargle with it if they've got a sore throat, but it's very strong. So yeah, it depends what you fancy. It's also great for verrucas. One of my girls had a verruca, just put a dab on it. You have to be quite persistent, but all of a sudden it's just like disappeared. So it's really amazing actually. And for a gut cleanse, it's very wonderful as well. Really powerful. You can again just use that on the soles of the feet, or you can add that to an empty capsule that doTERRA do, and you can actually do a sort of unique gut cleanse. You can add a couple of other oils in there as well. So yeah, oregano is a wonderful one to have when you need it. Emotionally, it's the oil of humility and non-attachment. So again, it's quite about getting rid of negativity, internal blocks, and anything, well, if you feel the need to be right, if you feel stuck and don't want to budge, it's quite good in allowing that movement. So it helps recognize what might be hindering your growth. So it's quite clearing. And a good affirmation to use is, I release negativity and all that no longer serves me. There we go. So oregano. Moving on, peppermint. This one's wonderful. My girls can smell this whenever I've used it, and actually doTERRA have little beadlets, which are tiny, tiny capsules with 1/4 of a drop of oil, and you just take it and bite them in your mouth. Freshens your breath, helps digestion and all sorts. But I just had one earlier and they said, have you had peppermint? You know, that's 1/4 of a drop. So this is how pure it is. In fact, 1 drop is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So that's how much purer the oil is. You know, I love plants, I love herbs, but you know, if you're using something in a tea bag or a dried alternative, it's just not gonna have that full potential in its purity as in the concentrated, you know, the distilled oils. So this is amazing, like I said, for digestive health. It's wonderful to have after a meal. You can have a drop in a glass of drinking water. I love to have a drop under my tongue in an afternoon if I feel like I need a boost to refresh me. Really helps to clear the mind, energizing for that 3 o'clock kind of slump. Wonderful in workouts because it really boosts respiratory, clears all the airways. This is the 3rd of the trio in the allergy trio of oils. So this is the aspect that helps the respiratory and the opening up of airways. So there's a lot to this oil. It's wonderful actually. Yeah, so this is a goodie. And peppermint, so yeah, I would use it. Again, you can flavour things with it. Chocolate is amazing. 1 drop is all you need. And in a diffuser, it's wonderful, really wakes you up. It's nice in the morning actually for that boost. It is I was just going to say, it's good for nausea as well if you feel a bit sicky. It's emotionally the oil of a buoyant heart. So really lovely at bringing joy and buoyancy to the heart space. So it invigorates the body, mind and soul as a whole. If we're feeling burdened or hopeless, it can help just to lift us out of all that and choose that power over fear. So yeah, if you're feeling a bit fearful at the moment, it can really help to release that. And a lovely affirmation is, I am optimistic and light-hearted. Really nice. And then we get to the bespoke blends, some of the blends from doTERRA. So these are one of the things that really drew me to them actually. They're pre-made blends which are just spot on. They've already done it for you. It's a collection of those oils that help that aspect that it's assisting and supporting with. They're wonderful. So first up, we've got Zengest. And this is the Digestive Blend. It's got peppermint within it, and then fennel, star anise, all of those beautiful oils that are going to help the digestive system. And this has had great results from anything from bloating and wind, indigestion and heartburn, to things like IBS and colitis and Crohn's. So some really, you know, from one scale of it to the other, really, one end of the scale to the other. And this can be taken if you're prone to digestive issues. You can have a drop of this in drinking water daily. And then if you've got pain from anything abdominal, you can use it. You can target an area with some coconut oil, mix it in and rub it where you need it. In fact, if my girls have ever complained of a tummy ache or anything digestive, I use this one, and without fail, it does the trick. So this has never let us down. Car sickness. If anyone gets sick in the car, this one's amazing. It's got ginger within it as well, actually. So yeah, it's very, very useful for that. So it's a wonderful one to have in the collection. And actually, it's interesting emotionally. It's the oil of assimilation. So it's powerful emotion. It's got powerful emotional qualities for supporting processing of new experiences or information. If we take on too much at once, it's not quite going in, and we don't listen to our body. So yeah, an emotional form of indigestion, not being able to process it all. So it helps us to break down the life experience and not be overfed and undernourished in that way. So it helps to break it all down as it does digestively. So a nice affirmation would be, I am connected and responsive to my physical body's messages to provide for its needs. So there we are, that's such a useful one. And on to the next, which might be my favourite oil, On Guard. On Guard. So this is the Immunity Blend. Super, super handy, and I'm sure this is the one that has just, helped keep us completely well over the winter times. I'll use this between about October and about early March. We use it in a diffuser, just in the area that we're in. I'll apply this with a carrier oil to the soles of the feet for that extra immunity boost. It helps to protect against any pathogens, basically, that are out there in your body, but also to cleanse the air around you. So also, if I feel like I'm a bit low in energy or under the weather or starting to get a tickly throat, or whatever the first signs are for you that your immunity is a bit suppressed, if you're being if you're struggling just a little bit, it's amazing. I love a drop in a cup of tea. That's really tasty. It's actually got quite a Christmassy scent, which I love. It's got clove within it, which is one of the highest antioxidant levels in an oil. It's also got wild orange, so it's a bit Christmassy, a bit spicy, a bit citrusy. But yeah, it's wonderful. I would not be without this one. In fact, it's really been in demand at the moment. They're limiting it to just one per account because it's a popular one. And diffuse, take internally, really, really good one. So emotionally, it's an oil of protection as well. This one's also got some stuff with energetic protection, strengthening of our inner self, personal integrity, feeling empowered in our true integrity, standing up for oneself. Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Boundaries, so feeling like we can say no, strong in ourselves and our integrity. And a lovely affirmation to use would be, I am shielded, empowered, independent and brave. That is, one of my faves. So we've got two more blends. We have got Air, and this one used to be called Breathe. They had to rename it for to do with EU regulations. So it's all things respiratory. Again, it's great with exercise, really helps to open up the chest and the airways to get that deep breath in, get the oxygen flowing around the body. But it's amazing for anything chesty, any congestion. This is the one my daughter asks for. If she feels like she's got a stuffy nose at night, she wants it in a diffuser, which isn't often, but she knows to ask for it as and when. But it's actually really, really helps people with more, chronic sort of respiratory issues, if there's any asthma, bronchitis, sinusitis, anything like that, really, really helpful. Snoring, if anyone wants to try and help with the snoring at night, or clear airways, really good. So this one in a diffuser is very handy to have around you in the air, but you can apply it with a carrier oil to the chest or the back or the soles of the feet. That's a really, really useful one. And it's very refreshing. Pop a drop in the shower base when you have a steamy shower, really wakes you up in the morning. Emotionally, it's the oil of breath, and it's a really beautiful one actually. It really can help with grieving. So it can help to support letting go, sadness, if there's grief and pain, maybe for a love that was lost or not received. So to help support us manage that. If we're feeling sad and we struggle for breath, that shallow breath or panic attacks, and grieving. It's great in yoga, by the way, actually, really, really nice for breath work when you've got that time and space for it. So yeah, smell it from there. So if we feel shut down with all of that, it helps to reopen the heart space and feel supported, and allows that genuine receiving of love and healing. So that is a beautiful one actually, really, really nice. And an affirmation is, I am loved, cared for and safe. Last one of the top 10 beauties is Deep Blue, one of my new favourites actually as well. This always comes in a smaller bottle, this one, and it's got a big cap because you can't take this internally. It's got wintergreen within it, which you can't have internally, but they do have capsules of this actually, which just takes the wintergreen out. But yeah, it's an amazing blend. It's the soothing blend, so it's great for pain. If you've got pain in your body, this oil is amazing. So arthritis or joint pain, achy back, any tension in your shoulders or your neck. If you've been gardening, I used it on my knees the other day because I was using a kneeler, planting lots of veg out, little veg plants, and my knees, I thought, as I got up, I needed a bit of support around my knees, and it was gorgeous. Before and after exercise, beautiful. A couple of drops in an Epsom salt bath after exercise is just gorgeous. It might either cool or warm, depending on what your muscles need, so it's quite adaptogenic. And I find it pinpoints areas of your body that way. So you might find a particular part of your back starts to feel warm or cool. It's very clever in the way that it works. So it's a really beautiful oil. I was going to say one more thing, I think then. Anything like fibromyalgia and things like that actually, and more chronic arthritis can be really, really helpful to that, for that pain relief. Emotionally, it's beautiful. It's the oil of surrendering pain. So what is that underlying emotion that is inhibiting us and causing this pain on a physical level? So what are we struggling to let go? It offers strength to face emotional challenges and allow the wounds to surface for healing. So if we're resisting and avoiding emotions that are underlying that physical pain, so it helps us to understand the nature of what's causing the problem there. So they're all absolutely amazing in that it's helping getting to the root of an issue, along with any other forms of healing you might like to choose. They're really, really helping on lots of levels. So a nice affirmation is, I surrender my painful life experiences and transform them into lessons of healing and resilience. There we go. Those are the core 10 oils. Oh, Brucey bonus. One little last one, because I like to include this. This is usually a gift from me when people open their memberships. I like to include a wild orange because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's the oil of abundance and it's very uplifting. So if there's any stress or anxiety or depression, it's a really happy, uplifting oil. It settles the mood, like just finds a balance, settles thoughts running in the mind. It's beautiful in drinking water to help immunity as well. Yeah, it's a good all-rounder. So there's a quick snippet on that one. And there we go. I hope that has been helpful. If you'd like any more information on any of them, do let me know. Let me know some feedback. Which ones sounded good to you? I mean, I found, like I said, these are our natural solutions kit. It's like a home first aid kit. There's actually something for everything within that 10, even though, you know, there are so many more oils within doTERRA. You know, I want to mention them all, but these are the most commonly used 10, and you'll find so many uses within them all. So yeah, and the way to let you know really how to get hold of them. So the way doTERRA work, they don't have the oils on shelves just available to buy like that, because there's so much information to go with them. You can't fit them all that info on the bottles. That's where I come in handy as your guide to empower and educate and support any questions you've got. With my naturopathic background, that is my wish, to help people with their health and well-being and healing. And so it's a guided process for me. This is a journey to help you with. That's what I truly want for you. So that is what I provide with the enrollment. It's a wholesale membership, so that allows you to get all the oils at 25% off prices. I mean, you can go out and find the retail price, that's a lot more, and you don't get the guide and the support with you. And you want them to come straight from doTERRA to ensure that it's a genuine product, basically, as well. So yeah, that top 10 are available in a couple of the kits. And what I'll do is I'll pop a picture of them underneath. So with your wholesale membership, you can enroll alone, which is £24 for your yearly membership, and then you can add on oils of your choice. But a really smart, cost-effective way to do it, if you can, is to enroll with a kit that takes off the £24. You have a set of oils. There's one available with the top 10, smaller size bottles, and your enrollment included, and there's another set with the top 10 at full size and a diffuser. And I would absolutely recommend a diffuser, because they're just so effective in getting your oils around a space. We've got a few in the house now over the few years I've been using oils, and they're essential, really. I would say they're really useful. So that's another way to get the top 10. But yeah, it's compared to buying it all separately, it's a very cost-effective way to do it. So I will add the pictures below at some point. I'll try and find a picture, and well, I will find a picture and add a price there. If you'd like to get started, let me know. I'd be absolutely delighted to help you with your journey, because it is a journey. And you know, I offer out a wellness consult afterwards, which is a brief chat just to go over any of those aspects, because believe me, that was just the surface. There's so much more to them, and that's why, again, I'm here to help, because I just can't mention it all in half an hour. You know, there's so much. It is a journey as you go along, and you become in tune with the oils as well, and I love that. And I love keeping in touch with people, the customers and community that forms, which is on my Facebook page as well, because there's interaction, and I love hearing feedback from people. It's just amazing, really. So yeah, that was a snippet, and yeah, I look forward to hearing from you, and I shall be back with lots more info and sharing. I hope you're very well, and I shall speak to you again soon. Okay, take care.